round number 2.
Keiki McCrary doing what elite hitters know they have to do against elite pitching, going after pitches early in the zone. She barreled the ball up, and that's one thing that the Malvo coaches said about her. Even when she was in her slump at the start of SEC, the ball was still flying off her bat 70+ miles per hour exit velo.
2 quick outs for Carlin Pickens here in the second. Anna Wohlers, a senior, will step in the box. Lefty batting .248. Iowa native 1 hit over the weekend in 9 at-bats against Georgia. One of the returners that the Malvos inherited, led the team in average last year.
You see the change in speed there from her 70+ down in the zone into a 60, mid-60s up. When Carlin Pickens throws that rise ball, she has different variations of it. She can take a little speed off of it.
2-1, took some off of that pitch, and another ground out. Carlin Pickens.
Minus the Sophia Nugent ball that did carry, but she's working these effective velocity zones, getting it in on their hands and then using her off speed to get hits off the end of their bat. Right now, if you're the Malvos, you're pretty excited about what you're seeing from Tambora.
Tambora really efficient in 2 outings over the weekend against Georgia. 6 innings, only allowed 2 runs. Game 2 and game 3. It was her longest outings of the season. Hadn't really gone more than 2 innings until last weekend, so she's a part of a staff that looks different top to bottom, but they're seeing a lot of growth throughout the year.
They know with this staff, they're not going to have a horse that just carries the team. And in previous years, they've had Maddie Penta, Shelby Lowe, where they can rely on them more to pitch full games. So now they're kind of working the whole staff in throughout the series, and they know it's not going to just be one that takes them all the way.
Well, Clark fouls that one away. 1-2 start. Tambora. The expectation is every weekend's going to look a little bit different for Auburn. You've got a lot of different arms, but there's not one set to get the out still, but the speed from Smith beats it out.
That's what slappers do. They put pressure on the defense just by putting the ball in play. It was a hard hit back to Carlin Pickens, but as soon as it's deflected, she doesn't have a chance because of the speed from Smith there.
I'll go down as the Tigers' first hit in this ball game. So runners on the corners. Pressure now on Carlin Pickens. Part of this Auburn Tiger team in the box now. Sophia Nugent will head out to the circle.
You have to think that the Malvos coming into this game see Carlin Pickens' stats, have coached Carlin Pickens. They know she doesn't give up the long ball often. They're going to try and put more pressure on the defense. You can see that with Smith. You can see that with the slapping approach. So they're doing a good job putting pressure, and you see putting runners on base.
Nelia Peralta in. 26 RBIs on the year. A chance to give Auburn a lead here in game 1. Pickens just misses that one. Count now even. Peralta, talk about veterans that are on this Auburn team. Peralta, this is start number 208. Went after that 1-1, couldn't grab it.
The speed change in effective velocities from the previous 2 pitches. She went hard 70+ in and then works to off speed 63 down. It's just really hard for the batter to catch up to.
Ball gets away from Nugent. Over to second goes Smith. Tennessee left 2 stranded in scoring position back in the first. Auburn now has a chance with 2 outs. Fiedler.
That is an athletic play. She had a similar play earlier, not as far into that gap, but still dealing with that sun. This time she has her glove a little bit higher and makes for an easier catch, but she was almost in right field catching that ball. That's athletic by Rose Roach.
Taylor Panel steps in, 1 up, 1 down for Tennessee. Panel also singled in the first. How hard is it as a hitter? You see one pitcher, first inning, you come up, next at bat, whole new pitcher, whole new setup.
I think that's exactly what the Malveaux are trying to do, is not let their pitchers be seen twice by the same person. It's extremely hard to make adjustments, especially because the pitchers aren't the same and you can't really group them into categories. S.J. Guerin is change, heavy change, and then previously Timbora, she was down and a little bit harder. So just different speeds, and making adjustment from at bat to at bat is really difficult to do.
Guerin has been a part of 21 of Auburn's 27 wins. Only 3 starts, though, in SEC play, so she's used to these relief outings. One-two start for Taylor Panel. Panel down the line, that's a fair ball. She will settle with the single, 2 for 2 start this series for Panel.
Taylor Panel is leading the way, and she's leading the way by hitting the ball hard and on a line. You can see her knee gets below a pitch that's already down, and she drives through it down the line. KK McCrary in left field, though, with the sliding stop to prevent her from getting second. A great play by KK McCrary, but also a really hard hit ball for Taylor Panel there on first.
Kenna Gibson standing in. 1 down and 1 on. Goes by Boo Gibson, and again drove in 5 of the team's 7 runs and what was 2 wins the final 2 days in Austin. Gibson went up high. That's deep center, sending Smith back. She's got it. Out number 2.
Once again, a huge out by the Auburn staff, getting one of the hottest hitters in this Lady Vol lineup out. It's just because they're changing speed, so it's hard for McKenna and these other batters to time it up. She hit the first one off the end of her bat, and then this one again, Boo Gibson hitting it off the end of her bat. But that's because these Auburn pitchers are doing really well with effective velocities.
Meeting in the circle for Auburn. Riker chasing out to have a word. S.J. Guerin, we will speak with co-head coach Kate Malveaux next half inning, as she is locked in to a close one here early in her return to Knoxville. Her and Chris in an emotion-filled weekend, but a competitive-filled weekend between these 2 programs. Both teams playing, as we mentioned, some of their best softball. It's been an up and down year for Auburn. 20-1 start. You look up in your first 4 weekends, tough competition, but you're 0-12 in conference, but starting to play a bit more free with back-to-back series wins.
Exactly. They said the beginning, preseason, before conference, they were playing free, they were having fun. When SEC came around, they started to press, feeling like they had to prove something. They're finally getting out of that struggle and playing free again, and Coach Kate Malveaux said they're such a fun team to watch right now.
A lot of energy in that weekend win over 18th ranked Georgia. 2-0.
That was a close play there at first, but Wooler put a great backhand on the ball. Once again off the end of a Lady Vol bat, and then Wooler there just making an incredible backhand. It's pretty close.
Going to take an extra look. And by that first look, that's about as close as it gets. The crew is going to take a peek.
I was going to say that is as close as it gets. You have to have undeniable evidence to overturn it. I think it's a smart move by the Malveaux to challenge it. You got 2 outs, you can wrap up this inning.
Take an extra look. Your call, Riley.
I think it might be too close to change. It's about even right there. That's a great stretch by Adams by keeping her foot on the bag as well. Emma Clark using her wheels, getting down first base.
Look at that angle right here.
Oh, wow.
To me, if I'm not the decision maker here, I'm leaning out.
On this angle, the ball looks to be in Adams' glove before Clark is really touching that front of the bag. And that's why in softball, it's such a big deal, those little things of touching the front of the bag, because plays are this close. Out and safe is by inches.
And again, it has to be complete evidence because the call on the field is safe, as Riley mentioned. So Clark's going to get more of the benefit.
After review, the ruling on the field is upheld. Runner is safe.
Runner is safe. They will keep with the call on the field, and it will be a 2-out single for Emma Clark.
Once again, such a close play, but Emma Clark touching the front of the bag with her foot, I think makes the difference in this one. Like I said, softball is a game of inches, and just that extra inch right there helps her reach bag.
Ella Dodge back in. You have to credit Emma Clark, down 0-2 in that count, able to work it full and then pull out a infield base hit.
Her first and second at bat, she has taken the counts deep, fouled off what she doesn't like, and although she's a freshman, she's having veteran at bats.
Tennessee has a 2-out base runner, Ella Dodge. They start at second base here today. And one popped up behind the dish. It hits the netting. Have to be the bottom of this Eval lineup. Tasked with starting a 2-out rally here. S.J. Guerin has allowed just 2 hits so far in the first 7 faced. Tresvik has it, running all the way from right.
Once again, Guerin just getting Lady Vol lineup to pop out. She's changing speed so well and throwing things through the same tunnel that they might think it's a curveball they saw in their previous at-bat, and then it comes in a lot slower. So just credit to Guerin working her stuff and trusting it.
2 up, 2 down. This Tennessee lineup. Taylor Panel, though, has been the one that Auburn hasn't been able to get. 2 for 2 days so far, a pair of singles.
And that just goes to show how good Taylor Panel is. She was coached by the Malveaux for 2 years. She's facing them, they're calling pitches against her, and she's still able to have success. So she's playing 2 different games right now. She's playing, obviously, against the Auburn staff, the pitching staff, but also her previous coaches.
At 1-1, down the line and foul. Again, that's just part of the chess match of this whole weekend. A lot of familiarity on both sides. 2 very different crews as well, 2 very different pitching staffs. It's going to make for a very interesting 3 games. I think we're already seeing that in game 1. Assistant coach Riker Chasen out to the circle. S.J. Guerin has faced 10 Tennessee hitters now and has kept Lady Vols scoreless at home.
I think this is a great timeout. You're 1-2 against Tennessee's hottest hitter, one of their top hitters, Taylor Panel. As a pitcher, sometimes you can get excited. You're ahead, your stuff's working, but calling a timeout, settling her down, knowing you have pitches to work with, you don't have to give her something that she can hit hard.
It has been a career year for Taylor Panel. Has that average up to 446 now after 2 hits. Sometimes all she needs is one swing to do damage. Team best 13 home runs.
Do best, and that's lead the way for the rest of the lineup. She just missed earlier, but this one, she wasn't gonna let an up ball go. She doesn't even finish her swing because she has so much power coming from her backside. So much power that it goes over the scoreboard. Grabs some of that momentum back and leads this lineup into hitting the ball hard again on a line.
Her 10th home run of the season. And some life now, this Tennessee offense. Immediate response. It was scoreless through 5 full innings here. Auburn finally on the board. And Tennessee able to strike a half inning later. For 2 ninth for Laura Mueller. S.J. Guerin will have to do what Carlin Pickens had to do, respond after giving up her first run. Really nice pitch on the 2-1. Mueller looked at the off speed.
Right now, S.J. Guerin is throwing that off speed so consistently that if you're at Tennessee batters, you might think to yourself, I'm just going to sit on it and drive all my power into the ball, and like Sophia Nugent did, drive it out.
Home run from Nugent certainly has brought a bit more livelihood from the crowd as well. You see with the home field advantage this weekend. (3-2). Mueller on the off speed. Center field, Smith has it. Second out.
And just like Carlin Pickens did in the previous inning, S.J. Guerin does it as well. Gets the next out after a big hit that scores a run. That's just a testament of veteran and elite pitchers. Not letting things compound, shutting down another team's momentum.
Now Gabby Leach takes strike 1. 0 for 2, starting right fielder. 310 average, 12 RBIs. Leading in the circle for Auburn, S.J. Guerin, 57 pitches thrown. And has been really good. Just 3 hits and 3 2/3. Just that 1 home run she's allowed, the only blemish.
She's been so good because her off-speed, her changeup's working for her. She's getting it called for a strike, and then because it's a strike, it forces Tennessee batters to swing at it, especially later in the count. They can't let it go, or else it will become a strikeout.
A 1 pitch to Gabby Leach. Able to shrug that one off. 15th start for Leach now in SEC play. Her 2nd year as a Lady Vol. No starts last year, but played in 35 games. 5.
Emma Clark is just finding her way on base all game from her first bat to this one. A good pitch by S.J. Guerin gets it once again off the end of her bat using that off speed, and also a great effort by Smith in center field. Laid out, but just couldn't snag it.
Auburn Auburn might make a change as S.J. Garrett scoreless through 3 innings of work and now has run into some trouble. Tennessee ties things up here in the 6th. Third pitcher here in this one for Auburn, the righty Haley Rainey takes over her 32nd outing in the circle this year.
Haley Rainey uses a drop, change, and fast, but she has such good bite on the ball. It almost drifts into the box or feels like it's drifting into the box. She's just effective when she's hitting different zones, hitting different spots. And it's a good move once again by the Malvos to change pitchers because it's a momentum change. You don't let batters continue to see a pitcher that's getting hit hard. It kind of calms everything down for your own team.
See that most experienced arm in the circle on the staff. Spent 2 years prior at Cal State Fullerton before joining the Tigers this year. And again, just a different look that Auburn is able to utilize. Tennessee 3 hits in this inning, 2 solo home runs to tie this game. Runner on now for Ella Dodge. Haley Rainey pitched in all 3 games last weekend against Georgia. And that's a typical sight for her. Started on Friday.
This was one of the things Coach Kate Malvo told us going into this game, not letting things compound. Ella Dodge puts a good swing on the ball. She still drives it, hits the ball in the barrel pretty hard. It's a tough play. Roach gets her glove on it, but because it takes it up middle, it makes for a tough out even if she went to second base.
2 on with 2 outs. The go-ahead run for Tennessee is now in scoring position. Tennessee is going to make a substitution. It is Savia Morgan who is due up. Instead, Tennessee is going to go to Amaya Doyle.
Amaya Doyle, just one of those freshmen that Coach Karen Weekly puts in these big moments. Gets them experience, but also shows how much she trusts them to step up.
Takes ball 1. Heavy lead from Emma Clark. You mentioned it, freshman from Carterville, Illinois. Top-rated freshman, Carterville High School. 6 starts in SEC play. And able to lay off another one, 2-0 start.
You can tell with just that take how she's hunting a pitch. Just really sinking into her legs, seeing it well going up 2-0.
Doyle down the third base line and foul. Doyle got the start on Sunday as a designated player in that rubber match with Texas. Did not get a hit, 0 for 3, but has played in some big spots and some big environments. Just a first-year player. Fouls another off, 2-2.
Just once again, the Auburn pitching staff utilizing that off-speed, that change. It's so hard as a hitter. You see Amaya Doyle and the others getting to their hitting position, and then it seems like they're waiting because they have to hold it. They have to hold their hands back to then explode onto a ball.
2-2. Doyle lays off. Top of the order is up next for Tennessee if Doyle can get on.
We said it earlier, as the tensions rise, emotions rise, Carlin bears down even more, becomes more competitive. This being one of her best innings, a strikeout, a ground out. She's getting into a groove as this game goes on.
Skylar Elkins Nothing going for Auburn here in the 7th. And now that we are in the 7th and we're tied, there's going to be so much pressure every half inning. Tennessee has the home side, going to have that advantage of that last at bat. Elkins is 0 for 2, a strikeout in the 3rd, ground out in the 5th.
Carlin this inning is really working that inside corner. She usually does, but she's not straying away because of balls being called a ball. She's going right at the batters, enticing them to swing after every single pitch.
Elkins swung through that one, 2-2. Pickens looking for a painless 1-2-3 to set up her offense. Hard hit ground ball, Laura Mueller, great scoop. 1-2-3 for Tennessee. Efficient work from Carlin Pickens at the deal. 1-2-3 in this inning.
If you're Tennessee, if you're Coach Karen Weekly, this is exactly who you want to come up. But also on the other hand, the Malvos making these pitching changes, the top hasn't seen Haley Rainey. So this is their first time seeing her and gonna have to make those adjustments from S.J. Guerin.
How about one player in this Tennessee lineup the Malvos haven't seen? Kinsley Fiedler, transferred from Washington.
Teammates